in the dark, man. You can't nuke it, we don't buy it. Young people, be not concerned with the dating life of a brethren when you yourself have not been... Ow. You created a hole in the ozone all by yourself. Dude's like, at least I got hair. Be not concerned with the dating life of a brethren when you haven't been out in months. You know, we spend so much time looking at other people, nick, and we don't really consider what we have to work on in ourselves. And I'm going to tell you a story. It's a true story. What kind of story? What is this, South Carolina? It's a true story. What kind of story? True. All right. In 1986, I was a young man. You were once too. See, that tough man deal, that was a midlife crisis, wasn't it? You know, you didn't have the money for a sports car. So, and I was in the United States military. I just got out. I was 18 years old, and I wanted to go to airborne school. I was in the Army, and I wanted to go to airborne school, learn how to jump out of airplanes, traveling 130 miles an hour at 3,000 feet. You say, why? Because I wanted to wear a maroon beret. You say, why? Because they told me girls liked them. Sign me up. I'll risk my life, send my femur through my kneecap. Don't look at me like that, you young people. You do the same stuff. Some of you guys, why are your pants hanging off your bottom? Huh? Why do you dress the way you do? Older people are, you know, you still try to, well, you know, some of you men, it's obvious you're not trying to impress your wives anymore, but you did once. And, you know, he was so into looks, and I was like, well, I'm going to go to airborne school so I can, you know, get a beret. I'd love to tell you I wanted to serve my country and join an elite union, but no, I wanted the hat. And I had no way of getting there. Only 2 guys were going for my unit. Me and another guy I'd never met. I had a big unit. The phone rang. See, I had to get from Bragg to Benning. The phone rang. And I picked it up. I'll never forget this first conversation. Hello? Hello? Yes?
Is this Keith Deltano?
Yes, it is.
My name's Ron Adams. We're going to airborne school. I'm going with y'all.
Well, Ron, it's just me going.
Yeah, y'all.
See, this was before I learned y'all can be plural or singular. And I never heard, it's hard for me to understand him.
I said, we go together. I'll see you tomorrow, y'all.
See, up in Connecticut, we thought Smokey and the Bandit was just a movie. We didn't know people, we didn't know Mayberry existed. We didn't know people talk like Andy for real. And, you know, I hung up the phone, and I looked at my roommate, and I said, man, I got to go to airborne school with a redneck. Spoomp, and I put a label on him. Because that's how we are in our sinful label. We label people. We have racial labels. We have religious labels, right? We have clothing labels. We have young people. I can't keep up with the labels, right? You got, you know, jock, burnout, stoner, skater dude. Then you got this scrub, right? The new one, right? Don't want to be no, whatever. And hanging out your best friends. Well, anyway. And you have labels. Adults, you have labels. Like, you know, you've invited some friends to church, and they've gone and they've said, I don't know. They go to a non-denominational church. They're a little Pentecostal. And you do it right back. You know, those Methodists, you show up late for their church, they lock you out. You know, and you go, spoomp, spoomp, have a label. Spoomp, cute little church girl, spoomp. Cursed little brother, foomp. And, you know, we label people. And you know, and we're wrong most of the time. And we get labeled out there. We're wrong most of the time. Like, so when some of y'all heard, you know, you heard where I'm from, you're like, Yankee? Yeah. Hey, cut me some slack, huh? Huh? You want a piece of this? So, and you know, and I judged him, and he comes over to pick me up, and I'm going to see him now, okay? See, I've already judged from what I'm hearing. Now I'm going to see him. And what you wear is so important. It's so important. You know it's so important, isn't it? I mean, you young people, you're putting your parents into debt because you're out at the mall, and you're like, Mom, if you make me wear that, I'll have no friends. You got your parents spending $45 for t-shirts just because they say Tommy Hilfiger Dinger. Abercrombie Domy Foamy. Stinking Navy. Not a cat. You got $95 sneakers and the only thing you run is the remote control. Come on now, you know what I'm talking about. You can get the same t-shirt at Walmart for $5, but it doesn't say Tommy Hilfiger Dinger. Hey, listen, that's where I shop. I'm a Walmart shopper and I'm proud, all right? And if I can't find it at Walmart, I'm hitting Super Kmart. Where else can you buy oil, toothpaste, and pears, and underwear, and shirts? And if I can't find it at Kmart, I get it at Big Lots. Do you have one of those down here? Right, the closeout specialist. Sometimes you get lucky at Big Lots. And now, if I can't find it there, I'll get up early on Saturday morning and pull something on somebody's front lawn. You see my baby wearing Baby Gap? You know somebody wore it before he did. You know what we think? You know, because I think Jesus can love a Walmart shopper. You know what I'm saying? He can love me, and my self-esteem, my worth is not based on clothes. I know you never do that, and some of you adults. Now, men, since we've got some men here, obviously, clothes isn't your deal anymore. I mean, come on, face it. The ones that look good here, let's face it, your wives dressed you. But, man, it's vehicles. Right? It's vehicles. You gotta, because if you have the right stuff, you're in, baby. If you have the wrong stuff, you ain't worth nothing. Because this is America, and you gotta have the right stuff. And man, you're farming out your kids, running up, getting a second loan so you can get a sport utility vehicle, an SUV, stupid, useless vehicle. Come on, there's not a gravel road in town. Most of those things don't even ever go off-road. But you come home one day in your car, which is perfectly good, and somebody down the street got a Suburban. They got a Suburban, hon. I'm gonna get it. They got all those buttons on those Suburbans. They got buttons. Men like buttons. And if I get a Suburban, I'll feel better, you know. I mean, come on, what are you gonna do with your Suburban around here, huh? What are you gonna do? Kick it into four-wheel drive to get over the speed bump at Walmart? Huh? Got people driving around. Now, there's nothing wrong with a Suburban if you can pay for it and you're not stressing out your family. There's nothing, I would, look at if somebody gave me a Suburban, like if I came home and one was in my driveway, I'd keep it. But I'm not getting into debt and stressing out my family to get a car so I can feel good about myself, right? Some all are like, honey, I wish we brought the car. You see the things, and back when I was 18, I know you men have grown out of this, of course, but back when I was 18, I mean, so much clothes. You young people, you still put so much pressure on yourself. You girls are out there, you know, you're buying these painful push-up bras. Ow. Ow. I look good, but I'm in pain. Man, you think you gotta look like Britney. I just wanna smack her. Britney Spears, that Britney. Spears, she's putting in, oops, I did it, and I go, shut up. And there's beautiful girls, God gave these girls beautiful bodies, and they're starving themselves and giving themselves bulimia and anorexia. I wanna look like Britney. Gee whiz, you put so much pressure on yourself to look good, and I did too. Now, I looked good. I was cool, I was hip, I was in, I was right. Didn't have Christ at the time, or barely did, but I had the right stuff. In 1986, a show called Miami Vice was on. Raise your hand if you're familiar with that show. Okay, I was dressed like Crockett, Don Johnson. Hey, look, you think I look funny? Look at you. You're gonna look at your picture when you go home. You know, 20 years from now, you're gonna get out something and go, why are my pants hanging off my bottom? But I wore alligator loafers, no socks, white linen pants with a starched crease, orange tank top, white blazer. I had muscles. This was PM, pre-marriage. A little bit of razor stubble if I was off duty. I looked cool. I was in. I was hip. I look like a homeless ice cream man. Look like an idiot, you know, but you think you know, and then here comes Ron around the corner, right? Now he's wearing, obviously, work boots, no socks, farmer jeans, no shirt, Red band chewing tobacco. No cup. How y'all doing? Just me. I mean, we were not, I mean, I'm like, man, I can't believe this guy. What a goober. Man. And we get in the car, you're laughing, right? Your husband dressed like that on a weekend? Like, he was out changing the oil this morning, looked just like that. And you know, I look at him, and did you judged him? Not that any of you girls will do this in youth group. You know, some poor girl's gonna come into your youth group, join your youth group this fall, you know, and she'll come in and within 5 seconds you'll be like, shoes, figures, clothing, complexion, boom, here's a label. Some are like, he's been hanging out with us. And, you know, we get in the car, and what do you think he listens to? Country music, right? I was braced for it. I was ready for something like Hank Williams Jr. It was worse. He put in something called bluegrass. Raise your hand if you've ever heard that. You listen to this, son? Look. I never heard this stuff in my life. I go, Ron, what's that? Well, that's bluegrass. Grass is green. It's blue. I'd never heard anything like it. I said, Ron, let's listen to some good music. Who you want to listen to? Let's listen to the Who. Who? The Who. Let's listen to the Rolling Stones. Where they rollin'? Let's listen to Boys to Men. Well, are they boys or are they men? See, I never heard anything like that. I judged it. Now, I like the violins and the stringed instruments, but then somebody starts to sing. And it sounds like somebody dropped a cinder block on Alan Jackson's foot, you know, way up high in their nose or something. Now, I judge, now never mind that bluegrass is one of the oldest forms of music recorded on this continent. Never mind that there's a whole archive in the Smithsonian Institution of Early American Music, and it's all bluegrass. Never mind that some of the artists you kids listen to will cite Bill Monroe as an inspiration. I didn't like it. Some of you are thinking like, you're stupid. Oh, we just started. But are you like this too? So, you know, we get down there and we pull into Columbia, and it's time for us to check in. And we pull into a White Castle. Ever been there? Strange little place. And he's eating a hamburger. Okay? He goes, well, Kay, I think we need to put on our uniforms. Boy, that was perfect. Because, see, when you report in, you're supposed to wear your uniform, okay? Because when you know, but a lot of times you don't like, when you first get in the Army, you love your battle dress uniform. You love your uniform. You're like, look, I'm a tree. But then after a while, you get tired of it, and you'll do anything not to get it. I said, Ron, let's not put on our uniforms. Let's just slide in. It's late. He goes, Kay, I want to put on the uniform. I said, Ron, let's start. He goes, Kay, I think we should. I said, Ron. I said, Kay. I said, Ron, my name is Keith. He said, Kay, I'm saying that. I said, Ron, it's Keith. He said, Kay, don't you hear me saying that? I said, Ron, it's Keith. He said, Kay, spit all over my fries. Say Keith. Say Kay. Maddening. No, you didn't have to say that. Kay, I'm going to put on my uniform. You do what you want to. He went out. I'm like, well, I'm going to have to wait for him. Well, if he's going to put on his, and I might as well go put on mine. And I pass him in the parking lot. You know, he's going. I go, well, I'm going to put on my uniform too. And we changed in the restroom, and we pulled into Benning. Very, very strange place. People jumping out of planes, and we had to report in. Now, is anybody here ex-airborne? If you're dumb enough for the Tough Man contest, I figure you'd jump from a plane. Anybody here ex-airborne? The camera dude, look at him. He's like, he's safe. When did you go through school, buddy? 20 years ago. Yeah, but you can just tell from his voice he's the kind of guy that would do that. You know what I'm saying? He's like, oh, I'd do it again if they let me. But, and well, they have black hats there. Kind of like drill. Raise your hand if you've seen a movie with drill sergeants. Okay? Well, they have black hats there. They're very mean. 30% drop out within the first week. They want the very best, and it's very difficult. Kind of like being a Christian. You know, a lot of people are like, oh, yeah, kumbaya, I want to be a Christian, then boom, they're gone. And so the black hats are mean, and I get in there, and I'm in line with all the other stupid people that want to wear the hat thing, and this black hat comes running out, throwing a clipboard, going, "Get out of here, you maggot!" Chasing one of us. "Get out of here! What do you think about you? You want to be in there? What's going on?" And making him do push-ups and sit-ups. That guy was in trouble, and I watched him run by. Watched him get beat up. I leaned forward to the guy in front of me. I said, what did that guy do? And the guy in front of me leaned back and said, "He reported in without wearing his uniform." Gomer Pyle was right. I look over my shoulder. He's going, "Told ya." The redneck was right. Surely it's a fluke. Surely it's an accident. Surely this can't be right. But I mean, he was right. And then the next day was he saved me. But I said, hey, I walk better, talk better, listen to better music, use the English language better. I'm smarter. And the next day was initiation day, and they got us out. They got us out here. Get up there. Here, get attention. Get your chest out there. They get us up there at attention, and they get us up. Move. Get out there. Move it. You are so cool, buddy. Come on. Don't be afraid of the funny-looking white man, okay? And they got us out there, and they got us at attention, and they moved it. Move it. And they got us out there. Get in there. Move it, buddy. Move it. And I got us out there. Go. Move. Come on, bluegrass. Go. Come on, go. Move it. Get up there. What are you doing? And they got us out there. You think that's funny, don't you, sweetie? Look at, well, it's Martha Stewart. She's like, "If you mess up my hair, I'll just kill you." Now, and they got us in, and they got us out there, and they got us marching, okay? They got us marching. Left. Okay, this is your left. Okay. Your left goes down when I say left, okay? Left, right. Now, when I say right, you say, huh. Okay, ready? Okay, it's not that complicated. Okay. Left, right. When that last right, you say, huh. Okay, ready? Left, right. Buddy, she out-hood you. Okay, ready? Left, right. Left, right. Left, right. Left, right. Left, right. Left, right. Platoon, halt. Right face. Give him a hand. And the guy decided, what are you doing? Straight ahead. Now, they ran us for 6 miles, and they put us out there. When you're at attention, you're at straight ahead, okay? They put us out there, and they left us. "You like me?" And, "What are you doing? Get attention." "Oh, you want to cover that up?" And then you can clap, and there's no gum chewing. Now, they put us at attention, they left us there, and they came out 3 hours later, and this is initiation morning. This is when about 20% drop out. They made us do push-ups and sit-ups. They just worked us out. They come running out and they go, "Soldier, you want to be an airborne? You got a boogie in your nose. What do you think of this? Can you move this, buddy? What are you doing here? Get your chest out. Get your, never mind." And they go, "Hey, you know what a Q-tip is?" And then they start running. Run in place. Move. Get him up. Move. Run in place. Go. Move. Go. Get him moving. Come on, brother. Give me some push-up. Come on. How about one hand? Come on, brother, one hand. Come on, now, move it. Get up. Give me a hand. Come down the stairs. Go. Give me a hand. So I'm sitting there, and I'm like, hey. Grown men started making funny noises. Marine in front of me. Boom. and they carried you off. And if they carried you off, there's no second chances in airborne school, right, brother? You don't come back. You become a non-person. Your bunk's gone, everything. And I'm sitting here, and people started just dropping. September 1986. In Connecticut, September, it's nice, autumn, cool. So I'm like, oh, this will be easy. It's hot in Georgia. But I'm an idiot because I think I know everything. And I'm sitting here, and all of a sudden, the biggest, baddest drill sergeant came up and got in my face. Who wants to be the biggest, baddest drill sergeant? The biggest, baddest drill sergeant. The biggest, baddest, meanest, nastiest drill sergeant came up, got in my face, and screamed at me, "Give me some push-ups, Megan!"
Give me some push-ups, Megan.
Give me this. I need a bigger, badder, meaner drill sergeant. Do we have a bigger, badder, meaner drill sergeant? The bigger... Come on, get him up here. Biggest, baddest, meanest drill sergeant. Is there a bigger, badder, meaner drill... Wait, come back here. You may be the biggest, baddest that this church has to offer. Come on, come on. The biggest, baddest, meanest drill sergeant come up. The biggest, baddest, meanest drill sergeant yelled, "Give me some push-ups, Maggie!"
Give me some push-ups, Megan.
And they're yelling at me. Keep yelling, keep yelling.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Can I stop?
No. 6. No.
And then the biggest, baddest, meanest drill sergeant, I called her Shiny Boots because that's all I ever saw. Because she's standing right over me. The biggest, baddest, meanest drill sergeant says, "If you can get in and fall, if you can get up and fall in, you've made it."
If you can get up and fall, you made it.
Okay. And then she went away. Actually, it was a she. It took me 2 weeks to actually see her face. An African-American woman, 5th-degree black belt in Taekwondo. Give her a hand. So I'm sitting there, and I'm thinking, get up. All I have to do is get up. And so I started pushing. Those of you that are overweight know getting that front half is easy. But getting that back half, I was like, okay, I got up, and and I would stagger around because I was almost passed out. It was 104 degrees. I'm like, okay, get up, just get up, get up. I'm up. I'm not. And all of a sudden, I blacked out, and I came to a little bit later, and I was lying there, and my body had said, "I quit." And I was lying there in the wood chips because the Army loves wood chips, and there was one shaped like the state of Florida, and when I breathed out, it would go out. And when I breathed in, it would suck in and stick to my mouth. And I was so out of it, I didn't care. I'm like, I ain't even gonna do anything about that. It's gonna take too much energy. And I'm sitting here, I'm like, I'm gonna lie in the wood chips. I can't make it. Sergeant Airborne's gonna take me, and he's gonna put me in the paddy wagon with all the other people that couldn't make it. And I'm lying there, and I sure hate this wood chip. And all of a sudden, this hand wrapped around the back of my uniform, and it started pulling me off the ground. And his hand started pulling me up. And I'm like, it's Sergeant Airborne. He's going to take and put me in a paddy wagon with all the other people, and it's Sergeant Airborne. Ron! Hey, man, you don't look too good. Hey, you got a wood chip stuck in your face. Man, Ron, hey, can I let go? You don't look so big. I'm not. Hey, yeah, you can let go. Ron, don't let go. No. The redneck pulled me off the ground. Skinny little farm boy. I remember when I looked at him, guess what I thought? I said, you're never going to make the first day. He pulled me. He didn't even have muscles. I had big beach muscles. Guess what? Big beach muscles are only good for the beach. Because when you run all day, you got to feed those muscles. They wail on. He was skinny. He was a skinny old country boy. And he told me, hey, man, you grow up throwing hay bales middle of summer. No need lift no weights. I'm like, dude, you're bad. I judged him again. But then I thought, well, Keith, he doesn't even know how to make his nouns and verbs match. You talk better, you walk better, your parents are college educated, you're better. This was an accident. And then the next day came, and it was inspection day. Where are my troops? Come on, troops. Come on, no, come in. This is easier, because you made it through. Come on, move it. Come on, move, fall in. Come on, buddy, what's the matter with you? Go. You got to pull them up. They shouldn't be so loose. Move. Okay, we're going to double time now. Ready? Okay, left, right. Left, right. Stop. She's out hooding all you all. We're quick time, so it's a little quicker. We're quicker. Okay, ready? Left, right. Left, right. Left, right. Left, right. Left, right. What are you doing? I said turn around. Turn home. Right face. And so we fell in, and it's inspection day, and it's just what it sounds like. They're going to come in, they're going to check everything. Everything's got to be perfect. Your BDU's got to be shiny. Your boots if anything's wrong, they send you to the pit. You say, what's the pit?
What's the pit?
The pit's where you go when you make a boo-boo. It's a hole in the ground filled with what else? Gravel and wood chips. And they gather around you, make you do push-ups, slip and accidentally kick you. If 5 guys go to the pit, only 1 will make it back. Right, brother? Did they have the pit? Okay. Yeah, he's proud. Fought me an alligator. I'm wearing them now. But and if 5 guys went on 1, you did not want to go to the pit. The only people that always made it back were the Navy SEALs. And so I fall in, I go, okay, I look good, everything's perfect. Everything's perfect. Okay, my boots are on, my BDUs are pressed. I got my dog tags. My dog tags, you got to have your dog tags. You say, why? Because if you jump out of the airplane and your main chute does not open, and you pull your reserve and it does not open, and you go, boom, when they squeegee you off the ground, they know who you were. This was Keith Deltano. And so you got to have your dog tags, or they send you to the pit, and I fall in. But I did not have my dog tags. I did not have them. And Ron falls in next to me. Ron, you're Ron. Ron falls in next to me. He doesn't fall down, he falls in. Ron falls in next to me. And I said, Ron, I'm not gonna make it, Ron. I'm going to the pit, I'm not gonna make it, Ron. I'm going to the pit, I'm not gonna make it. And Ron said, K-A.
K-A.
I said, Ron, I'm going to the pit, I'm not gonna make it. And Ron said, K-A.
K-A.
I said, Ron, I'm going to the pit, my name is Keith. And he said, K-A.
K-A.
Give him a hand. So Ron, I said, Ron, be quiet. I'm going to the pit. I'm sorry. I'm such a stuck-up Yankee. Sorry, J. Brown. I'm not going to make it back. I don't think I can handle it. And Ron said, K-8, I got your tags.
K-A. I got your tags.
And I looked down, and there in his hands were my dog tags. Because Ron ran out of the bunk room after me, and he saw my tags hanging off my bunk. And he must have thought, them are K's tags. He gonna need them. Well, I don't know if you speak in Southern dialect, you thinking it, but either way, he got the tags. And Ron goes, and he's risking himself because the drill sergeant coming down, he's in a bad mood. He goes, soldier, you shine those shoes with a brick, go to the pit, move it to the pit. And I'm like, man. And Ron said one last time, he said, K-8, I got your tags.
K-A. I got your tags.
Whew. You look good, soldier. You look good, soldier. You look good, soldier. So you can get help from anywhere. Even if it looks like this or this. Give him a hand. Yeah. So I'm beginning to learn, and I thought, you know, Ron's pretty cool. That's the 3rd time he saved me. I'll hang out with him here. But when I get back to Bragg and my other friends, I'm going to kind of drop him because he ain't cool, you know. I'll hang out with him here, but not there. Don't look at me like that, young people. You have secret friends. You have bus friends. Oh, you'll talk to them on the bus. You'll sit with them on the bus, and then you'll see them in school, and you're like, not right now, I'm with my cool school friends. Thank you. You're just a bus friend. You have school friends. You'll hang out with them in school, but you're not going to invite them to youth group because they know how you really are. So if you brought them to youth group, then the whole thing, so you're a school friend. And then you have youth group friends. You go off to summer camp. You go skiing, you bunk with them, you sing kumbaya, kumbaya, friends are friends forever. Then you'll see them in school, you're a church friend. Church friend. You adults are just as bad. Some of you have been going to this church for a decade and you know 2 people's phone numbers, the pastor and the pastor's secretary. You sit in the same row, in the same seat, shake the same hand, hi, how are you? Meet somebody new, no, I'm not moving. You're boring your kids. And so, don't look at me like that for being so wimpy, because you could do it. And now we got a 48-hour pass. Carolina fans, 2 days. And Ron said, hey, we can go to my hometown. Ron was from L.A., Lower Alabama. I took out the map, my Rand McNally, I'm like, man, I'm going further south. And we get in the car, and half the time we listen to his music, and half the time we listen to my music. And I have a growing appreciation for bluegrass. I like the instruments, but when they sang, I'm like, okay. And we were getting along, and I fell asleep. Ron was from Hartford, Alabama. It's a true story. You can find it on a map. It's way down below this place called Dothan. And I fell asleep. I said, wake me up when we get to your hometown. Wake up, we there. Ron, I missed your hometown. Don't you worry, I go through again. We go through again, I'm telling you the truth. 20 by 20 brick post office on one side. Blinking yellow light and something called a Piggly Wiggly on the other side. I had never seen one of these in my life. What's that, Ron? Well, that's the Piggly Wiggly. I'm like, what do you buy there? Pigs, hoofs, footballs? What do you? Well, you buy all the food you want to. And Ron, who's gonna buy their food at a place called Piggly Wiggly with a smiling pig? Now, who's stupid? Ain't you never heard of the Piggly Wiggly? What's the matter with you? Okay. All right, it's normal. The next day we get up. All his friends come over, and we're going to go fishing, his high school friends, because we'd only been out a couple months. And all his friends come over, and I come out. Now, how do you think they were dressed? Like Ron. Like Ron. And I come out, and this dude goes, hey, Ron, who's your friend? And Ron goes, oh, he's Kate. He talks funny, walks funny, and looks funny, but he's all right. Ron goes, get in the truck. And I looked at, see, where I'm from, nobody drives a truck. Up in Connecticut, you don't pick a truck as your personal vehicle. The people that drive truck work for the town or the highway department. Nobody drives a truck. He goes, get in the truck, So I looked at him like, the fronts were filled. I'm like, Ron, they're filled. Get in the back, stupid. I didn't know you could ride in the back of trucks. I said, Ron, we'll get arrested. He goes, no, you'll ride in the back, get in the back. So I got in the back. It was fun. You could feel the breeze. Whee! You can hear the crickets. It was fun. I had a baseball cap. I looked forward and went, boom. Hey, stop. Country boy across from me like, idiot don't know how to ride in a truck. It was a new cultural experience. I'm like, hey, can I ride in the back again? When I got home, I said, you can ride in the back of trucks. It's fun. We piled in the back of the truck. We rode around town waving to people and got arrested. And it was a new experience. And then we got out, he started handing out fishing poles. And I go, he started handing out fishing poles, and he goes, you know how to fish, don't you? Don't embarrass me. And it was like that. I didn't know how to fish. And I said, sure, I know how to fish. Here, fishy, fishy. I don't know. Bubba heard, that big dude. What kind of man don't know how to fish? Give me that pole. How do you fish? See, where I'm from, if you pull something out of the water and eat it, you're gonna glow in the dark. Nobody fishes, nobody hunts, nobody kills their own food. And I'd never seen a fishing rod. Every once in a while I'd see with those channels, now we're gonna spray the stinky worm. And I'd be like, what the deal? And so he goes, you put the worm on the hook. Then you put the weight on. Then you put on the red and white thing. What's the red and white thing? 5-year-olds go, bobber. I didn't know. Then you throw it on out there in that pond, and you watch the bobber.
And when the bobber bobs, something's a munching on your arm, Yankee. Then you set the hook and you reel it, you set the hook and reel it in. Think you can handle it?
See, we were having fun with our differences. You want to know the most boring churches? Churches that are all the same. We only accept white middle-class people here. You'll have to go down the street. I travel around all over the country. I go to all different denominations as long as they profess Christ as Savior. And I've only found two commonalities between growing churches. I've found all different theories, you know, the Willow Creek, the this, the that. There's only two commonalities of all growing churches. All growing churches have a high emphasis on the youth group, and all growing churches are diverse in who they reach out to. The most boringest churches, everybody looks the same. And you want to have a boring life? Hang out with all the same people, young people. You'll be bored. They flew me down to Conyers, Georgia. A bunch of kids got in trouble down there. Rich little white kids. Median cost for a home there, that's the average, Carolina fans, was $350, $350,000. They were all doing drugs and everything. And finally I met with the parents. I said, look, these kids are bored. Sure, they go to camps, they go to clubs, they got their own Nintendos, they got computers, they got everything. They've been hanging around with the same people in this gated community for years. They don't know what life is like. They don't even work. Get them outside this gate. No wonder they're doing drugs. But we are like, we're Pentecostal, we're Methodist, I just don't know. What if he drives his truck to church? You know, the one with the rebel flag, what do we do then? Just shut up and invite them. I don't know why I'm looking over there. I just happened to be where I was looking. And so I threw that thing out there, but I was mad. My pride, I was mad. I threw that thing out there. They're making fun of me. They look funny. They look like the Clampets. They can't even make their nouns and verbs match. They don't even speak English. We won the war. All of a sudden, my bobber bobbed. Something was munching on my arm. So I set the hook. I got a fish. And I ran into the woods. And all the country boys were lying on the side of the pond. They go, hey, K8, you don't have to run through hey, Bubba, you see that boy? Hey, K8, you lost a loafer. Hey, K8, you don't have to run through the woods. Use the rail. I'm sitting here. Pride cometh before the fall. Lost a loafer. I'm in the woods. They're laughing at me. This is where pride will get you. And I get up, and I have them things y'all have down there. Hitchhikers or something. All over my ice cream suit. It was destroyed. And I get out, lines all tangled. There's my fish. I'd seen pictures. It was a catfish. I knew. And I reach over to get, hey, K8, look out. I'll be quiet. I caught me a fish, okay? Hey, K8, hey, ow. What happened to me? Little kid's like, you got stung, stupid. See, I didn't know. And see, some of you new Christians, you're like, hey, I'm a Christian now. I'm in the club. And then your marriage starts to like disintegrate. And you want to go get some help, but you're so prideful. You're like, you know, if I go over and talk to him, I mean, he wears a 3-inch wide tie. Well, the dude's been married for 40 years. He might know something. Some of these older people that you make fun of, you young people, they're doing something incredible. They're staying married. What a miracle. My generation can't do it. I got this old guy I call at my church. We don't agree on anything, but we both think marriage is important. Every once in a while when my marriage gets a little rocky, I call him up. I say, what do you do when they do this? Run an errand. Okay. But pride, you know, and you young people, you got sex, you got drugs, you got alcohol, you got so much danger, you stuff to make decisions about. You better make your friends based on character, not on how cool they look. And I was stupid, man. And then we get, you know, and we get in a truck, and I'm thinking, you know, and I'm like, okay, I can deal with this. He goes, now we're going to clean them. And I was holding that cord thing. I go like, Ron, they've been in water all their life. You talk pretty, but you stupid. And I was. And now, you know, we went through that. I'm thinking, you know, this guy, I'm going to hang out with him. Well, I'm going to make friends with this guy. And it became time to jump. Okay, we're gonna jump now. Come on, give me a hand. Come on, we jumping, girlfriend. Yeah, we jumping from an airplane. Come on, you're the only one doing stuff right. Please jump. Come on, move it. Come on, buddy. Go. Okay, we're double time. Remember, double time is like twice as fast as single time, so we go faster. Okay, ready? Left, right. Left, right. Left, right. Left, right. Left, right. Platoon halt. Right face. And all of a sudden, I'm sitting on an aircraft with all the other stupid people. We're sitting on the aircraft. And I'm thinking, let me see, they told me 1 in 50,000 die. I don't want to be the one that dies. And I was getting scared, and all of a sudden you heard, stand up, hook up your jump cord, hook your jump cord up. Okay, the jump cord's very important. The jump cord attaches your parachute to the inside of the plane. When you jump out, the jump cord, what do you want to die? The jump cord pulls your parachute out. The jump cord is your friend. And all of a sudden, this door opens up here. 130 miles an hour wind is going by. You couldn't hear a thing. And they start giving commands up in front of the aircraft. And the jump master says, check equipment! But you hear nothing because the noise of the aircraft and the motors. You hear nothing. Your life depends on him. You got to communicate man to man, woman to woman, black to white, to Puerto Rican to Pentecostal. And all of a sudden, I'm in the back of the plane looking up at this kaleidoscope that is America. And I'm thinking, I love you, man. Why do we have to go through this? Why does our country have to go through something like what happened on 9/11? What is it about human beings that we have to be put under pressure to come together? Why can't we come together in a sanctuary on Sunday morning? It's pride. All of a sudden, so I'm going to command you, check equipment, and you yell over shoulder to him and down the line. Check equipment! You can't let go of this. Wait, he dead, wait. Okay. Check equipment!
Check equipment.
No, hon, you can't go. You might want to see if your jump cord's okay. All right, you got to yell it, okay? All right, because girls do this too. Females do it too. Matter of fact, they have a higher graduation rate. And one of the theories is why females get through airborne school at a higher percentage is they listen. Check equipment! Okay, now, your life depends on me. Does it matter that I'm a former Yankee, former atheist, 6-foot, bald, funny-looking white man? Does it matter to you? No. Okay, good. Now, so I'm checking. Now, you can't see me because of the parachute pack, and it weighs 40 pounds. So if it's okay, I shout, okay, and give you a firm slap on the right buttock.
Okay.
No. But for sake of drama today, we're not going to do that, okay? Firm slap on the right shoulder, okay? Here we go. You're like, I'm glad. Check equipment! Checking. Okay. Shot, go.
Okay.
Come on, guys. Check equipment. Okay.
Okay.
Go, jump, go, move it, go. Give him a hand. I'm running down the inside of the aircraft. The guy in front of me Ron's pounding on the back of my parachute, and even now he's making me feel like I can do it, and he's taking my mind off the fear. He's going, Yahoo, we gonna die! He was making me laugh. I mean, he was loosening me up. We all gonna die! Crazy, man. He's a dude. And so I get to the door. The guy in front of me didn't jump out. He got sucked out. And I remember jumping out. I'm like, who's screaming? You are so stupid. Shut up! Boom. And my chute opened. Boom. I'm like, I looked around. There was Ron. Ron, it works.
Of course it works, stupid.
He was so bad, he whipped out a disc camera at 3,000 feet. Remember those? And he goes, "Takan, takan, takan." He's got a picture of me going, you know? And now we're at 3,000 feet. I'm like, ooh, look at the little people. Ooh, step on you, step on, cover up a truck. I'm like, ooh, you know, I'm floating around. Now you come down very fast, right, brother? One size fits all. You come down fast because the military doesn't want you floating around because people can shoot you. So they figure out mathematically how fast the average human body can drop without breaking into bits. And you don't stand up like in the movies. You do this roll, Kyle. What'd they call the roll? Do you remember? No. The PLF. What'd that stand for, brother? Yeah, it's been 20 years. You do it in your sleep. You're like, and you do the PLF, parachute landing fall, and you do this roll. You spread the impact out. You spread out the energy. You hit with your toe, your heel, your thigh, your buttocks. You do this little flounder roll. They send you down these wires, and you jump into a sandbox, and they come up and grade you. You hit with your toe, you hit with your thigh. You missed your buttocks. You're gonna die. And you know they do this over and over again until you learn how to roll. Okay, so you spread that energy out. You know, those of you that play a sport, you know, you're running down the side of the field and you kick the ball and you don't want to fall and go toom, toom. Really, I mean, this is why older people get hurt in the shower. They forget to roll. They just go, boom, and they go for that little bar thing, you know. Help, I forgot to roll and I can't get up. I can feel the disliking vibes from here, you know. I mean, that bar and them little rubber things ain't gonna save you. You gotta roll. And so I come down and I'm thinking, roll, do the PLF, do the toe, heel, thigh, hit with your thigh, and I'm getting scared. And Ron isn't there to yell at me or tell me what to do because he's smarter than me. By now you've figured that out. And I'm sitting there, okay, toe, heel, thigh, buttocks, roll. And I'm getting scared. I went toe, heel, thigh, roll, spread out the impact. And I got scared and I went toe, head. I skipped heel, thigh, buttocks, roll. And I blacked out. I lost consciousness. Later, the medic said, Specialist Deltano, when your skull stopped, suddenly your brain bounced off the back of your head. Thank you. I feel better. But I blacked out. I mean, I lost consciousness. Lots of people did. And my nylon parachute fluttered down and landed on top of me. And a little while later, I don't know how long I was out for, my eyes popped open. And I'm like, hello, body? And body said, no. And I'm like, I'm dead. Those of you that have lost consciousness, you know when you come back, are you all the way back? No, you come back in stages. I was in the first stage. I'm like, I'm dead. I'm dead. I became a Christian 2 weeks ago in Alabama. I'm in, baby, but I'm dead. They'll be showing pictures of me in a couple months to the next. See this guy? He didn't do toe, heel, thigh. And I'm looking at the light, and I read a story in Reader's Digest about a faint light. And I'm like, I'm going to meet God. And I'm looking at the light. How do you think Ron landed? Perfectly. He did the toe, heel, thigh thing, bounced up. He's looking for his buddy. Kayath. Kayath Deltano. He's uncovering people. I wasn't the only blacked out one, thank you. Kayath. Hey, Kayath. I'm underneath the chute, looking at the light. Kayath. Kayath Deltano. Kayath. Oh, no. God's from the deep south. Grits forever. NASCAR for eternity. You can clap. Guy, I was in South Carolina. He went, serves you right. It's going to be like that. Ron came. He uncovered me. Ron, you died too. You talk pretty, but you stupid. And Ron picked me up. Ron packed up my chute, put it in my backpack. He goes, can you carry this, Kayath? I said, I can carry it. You carry it. And he carried it back, and of course, he passed it back to me just when we went through the checkout. He took it back. We made 4 more jumps. We made our 5 jumps, and we became best friends. I mean, we were inseparable. He was my best friend, and my life has changed because of him. Like, I know how to work on cars, Ford carburetors. It's an ancient, mystic Southern art. I know how to clean a catfish. I didn't enjoy it, but I can do it. And I know things that I wouldn't know. My life is richer and better. And he knows, like, I helped him make his nouns and verbs match. I taught him opening sentence, closing paragraph. We were together. And it's a funny thing, I got it in the same unit. See, they transferred me, and I got in his platoon. And he was my roommate. Funny how life works like that. I was doing an anti-racist prejudice rally in Florida, and I was in the green room getting ready to go up, and it was a big event. Miss America was there, and this skinhead was there, this ex-skinhead. He had Nazi tattoos and stuff, and I said, look, I got to fly out of here. As soon as I go up, I want to hear your story. I mean, how did you go from being a skinhead to being someone that travels around the country, talks about not being racist and not judging people and not hating people? Because the skinheads hate everybody. They hate Jews. They hate Christians that don't believe like they believe. They hate everybody but them. And he said, well, I was, a skinhead, and I got in a knife fight, and I got cut up. I got sliced up bad in Seattle, out on where they have their little, there's a lot of them out for some reason in that part of the country. And I got cut up bad, and they took me to the hospital. Okay? And before they put me under, the last thing I saw was a tall, bald, black man getting his tools ready. And the last thing I thought is, he knows what I am. See, it's funny. The person you're gossiping about now in your choir who's not doing the music right, and that Sunday school leader that never listens to you, you may be doing a project with them in a couple weeks. You may be shoulder to shoulder with them. So we were roommates, and we were tight. We worked together. We were close. We saved each other for a lot of trouble. I came home from a date with my wife. He looked at me, man, you look like a deer caught in headlights. You're going to marry that girl. Oh, I'll be quiet. Married her a year later. Close friend. Life was better. His life was better. We made rank faster. We got the best missions because, you get a lot of trouble in the Army, and we help each other out. What's the point? Well, come on now. You guys figured out where I was going with this right at the beginning. Okay, you've heard it over and over. They teach it in 3rd grade, character education. But it's so hard because we're human, and lots of stuff is hard for us. Am I asking you not to have a prejudiced, judgmental thought? No, because you can't do it. You can't. It's just what we do. What I'm asking you is, when you have one, what's your response? Are you going to look at that thought and go, that's just not right? That's not a reflection of God. Or are you going to grow that thought? Martin Luther said, we cannot stop birds as far as sinful thoughts. We cannot stop birds from flying over our heads, but we can stop them from making nests. Well, it wouldn't be a problem for you and I, but, you're going to have prejudiced thoughts. What are you going to do with them? Look at Jesus Christ. There's the model, right? Christians, follower of Christ. There's the model. We see him walking next to the lake. He looks out. Simon, Peter, John, they'd just gotten off the lake. They'd been fishing. Now, they didn't have bass boats, didn't have trolling motors, didn't have depth finders, okay? What you did back then, I started, you rowed your boat out, or you put up a little sail, and you threw the net over. You pulled the net in. The fish did not appreciate it. The first thing they did when they got pulled out of their environment was defecate. And you stayed out in that boat knee-deep in fish. No cooler. And you stayed out all until the boat was either up to what's called the gunnel, or nightfall was coming. Then you went back in. Jesus saw them after that. They smelled. Fishermen were only one notch up from shepherds. They didn't have SUVs, live in gated communities, or have any Tommy gear. And what did Jesus say to them? Did he say, hey, look, go home, get some Tommy gear, clean up, man, you stink. Get an SUV or at least a minivan, move into the nice neighborhood, and then if you make it and you look right, follow me. Is that what he said? What did he say? Follow me. He took them just like that. Just like that. And you don't know what's going to walk through your door. Because, it's funny, we're supposed to take them no matter what they look like. And Christians get so messed up. I'll tell you, Christians can be some of the nastiest people. They're supposed to walk in busted. I was busted. I was all broken up to bits. I'm lucky that Christians that took me and didn't think like me or think like some of these militant, judgmental Christians. Now, I'm not saying you allow someone in that's caught in a sinful life and you allow him to stay that way. I'm saying you get him in and get to work. So, 1 Samuel 16:7 is what I'm going to end with. I love this. For God sees not as man sees. Man looks at outward exterior like I was and like I still do sometimes. But I know I'm doing it when I do it and I stop. In most cases. 1 Samuel 16:7. I mean, because have you noticed, you older people, not older people, chronologically challenged. Have you noticed what the lost look like now? They're looking different. They're piercing body parts that, I mean, we used to eat food. I mean, they're different looking. Have you noticed that? 1 Samuel 16:7, for God sees not as man sees. Man looks at outward exterior, God looks at the heart. Say that, repeat after me. 1 Samuel 16:7. For God sees not as man sees. For God sees not as man sees. Man looks at outward exterior. God looks at the heart. 1 Samuel 16:7. For God sees not as man sees. Man looks at clothing, figure, neighborhood, and job. God looks at the heart. God looks at the heart. Two big hearts. Huge. As soon as you meet them, you know it, don't you? I mean, they ain't right, but their heart is right. About you young people, maybe you should go up to some. Oh, I forgot Ralph Lauren. I left him out. I'll get him next show. You're like, I hate you. Is there somebody, and I'm going to challenge you. This is what I'm going to challenge you with. You know there may be somebody in this congregation, they're not here tonight, but there may be somebody you owe an apology to. And you young people, that's what my challenge is to you. Okay, if I go home tonight and I have a haunting thought that scares me in my ministry, because you know, I'm going to get paid to be here, but I'll be honest with you. I don't sleep at Motel 6 and eat at the Waffle House for the money. I want to believe what I do matters. And so I want you to take this message and see where you can implement it in your life. Young people, older people, where can you implement it? Will there be a long-term change at this church based on this? Maybe not even outreach. Maybe what, tomorrow's Sunday? Pastor, you'll be shocked if you stand up here and you'll look out and somebody will be sitting in a different place. Maybe you'll just sit somewhere different. Gee, I don't know, Keith. 1 Samuel 16:7. Man looks at outward exterior. God looks at the heart. I've enjoyed